Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Arena.
The following is a paid program by Karl Sterling. The content of the show is that of Karl Sterling and does not represent the views of this station or iHeartMedia. Some of the information contained in this program has not been approved by the FDA, nor is it intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. Information hereafter is for general information only, and before considering anything discussed, you should contact your doctor or primary care physician.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you smaller.
Your Health Matters with Karl Sterling on News Radio 570 WSYR on 106.9 FM and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I take a couple uppers, I down a couple downers, but nothing compares to these blue and yellow purple pills.
Bring you the latest in health and wellness so you can get to the other things that matter. Here is your host, Karl Sterling.
Here we are. Welcome. This is show number 25. Can you believe it?
No,
I got Elizabeth Brusa with me here again today. How you doing, Elizabeth?
I am doing well. How are you?
Very well. Very well. I woke up.
Me too. Barely.
As Joe, our good friend Joe Serban says, I'm on the right side of the dirt today.
That's right.
So far, it's happened every day I've been alive, so I'm so happy. Seriously. How are you doing, everybody? I hope you're all doing really, really well. We have a few announcements before we get started. First of all, Wednesday, Yay. July 10th. Well, first and foremost, that's Mom's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mom. But we're going to say that on Wednesday, because on Wednesday, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., we are going to fill in for Bob Lonsberry. How do you like that?
It's going to be fun.
Yep, you'll be with me.
Good.
This is great. This is really, really good. I'll just say a couple words about Bob. In fact, I was talking with Hunter Hillers about this a few days ago. Hunter, you know, we love you. You're the best. You make just everything go so smoothly for us. And we're really grateful for you to be our person to help us here with putting this show together. But, you know, Bob is a class act. And you haven't had a chance to hear him that much because you're always busy working.
Yes.
And stuff. One of the things I like most about Bob is he puts a lot of heart and thought into what he talks about. And, you know, Bob, if you happen to hear this, I really, really like your show a lot. And you've taught me a lot, too, in a lot of different arenas. And, yeah, I mean, I agree with the guy just about everything. And nobody agrees with everybody on everything all the time, right?
Right.
But still, integrity. Bob is about integrity. Bob is about honesty. Bob is about reality. Just get real with stuff, you know? And I love how he just hones in on things and, you know, don't worry about politically correct stuff because for crying out loud, well, yeah, that's all I'll say. Bob, we love you. We're really honored to be able to fill in for you this coming Wednesday from 3 to 6. Guess what, folks? Not yet, but in a few months. We don't know where exactly, but we are going to have another location or two maybe in the Syracuse area for our neuromotor training clinic. This is going to take a while. I don't anticipate it happening until probably 2025, hopefully early in the year, but it will be happening, and as things open up and we can offer these, you know, unique and effective therapies to you in other locations, we'll keep you posted. We also have a Nashville affiliate that's going to start right around the first week of September. And that's going to be really good if my friend Don happens to be listening, Mr. McPeak. You know, I love you like a brother because you are my brother from another mother. One of these days you're going to meet him when he comes to visit.
Okay.
Yeah, he has family here. Don is instrumental in making this happen with the owner of this particular location, Tony Williams. No, not Tony Williams, the drummer. Although Tony Williams was one of the greatest drummers of all time and one of my biggest influences as a drummer. But yeah, Tony Williams and his clan, his crew, and Don McPeak, we're going to make it happen. And guess what else?
What?
We're 99% sure we're going to have a Nashville radio show on the iHeart network there too. WLAC, Saturday mornings, early in the morning, but it's all pre-recorded. So
I can sleep in.
yeah, you can sleep in, so can I. So that's going to be cool. We're also working on 2 other locations right now, very seriously working on Santa Barbara, California. This is going to happen. We'll be here, though. Don't worry. We're not going out there. We'll be here. And Mexico City. So keep you posted on all that. You know, we are a longevity-focused clinic. This show and all of our research and our education is longevity-based. We want to introduce techniques, strategies, and therapies, and exercises, and concepts, and all that to help you live a longer, healthier health span within your lifespan. How you doing? How's your week been?
Wonderful.
The
Busy.
4th. Oh, you went to a thing last night, didn't you?
Yes, I went out to Turning Stone Casino to see Gabriel Iglesias, a.k.a. Fluffy.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun.
He's great.
So much fun. It's so good to laugh like that.
Yeah,
just-
laughter's good for your health span, let me tell you, folks. Yeah. So, I mean, he's a real gift, isn't he? He's a real
Yes,
talent.
he's very talented.
Like on the spot,
On
witty.
the spot. Yep, he comes up
and he
with...
doesn't swear hardly at all.
No, he doesn't.
I actually kind of like that.
He's
you know?
actually bases a lot of his comedy on his life.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. I mean, I just loved it. We had so much fun.
And I mean, his life hasn't been the easiest with his health and some other things. So he brings that to light. So he can be serious, correct?
He can be very serious. He got into some serious moments, and you know, it was okay. And then he just turns it into comedy, and it's just amazing. He's truly an amazing. My son got me into him about 10 years ago.
Wow.
And when he was on Comedy Central, and then he's all over the place now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's big. He's big time. He
Yeah.
sold out Dodger Stadium, right?
Yes.
Not too
And
many
the
people
Sydney
do that.
Opera House
Whoa.
and the Grand Ole Opry.
That's big.
Yeah.
That is big. Wow. I'm really glad you got to check that out.
Yeah, it was fun. Come
So,
back, please.
yeah, really. Fluffy, get back here, will you? If you're still in town, stop by the studio, okay? We'll just talk. Hey, folks, before we go to a break, I want to talk about this new program we have. It's the $30 a month membership at my place. I mean, nobody's really doing it. So, I mean, we're getting rid of it anyways. It's replaced by another new program, which is highly more beneficial, let's say. It's the Power Plate Complete Wellness Program. It's $139 a month. We now have 3 Power Plates.
Free.
And they kick butt, don't they?
Yes.
That one I picked up yesterday, I'll tell you, that one is powerful.
We have a Papa Bear, a Mama Bear, and a Baby Bear.
Yeah. So I thought I'd just go real quick and tell you that at our clinic, okay, neuromotor training in the Preventive Medicine Associates building in Camillus, and right by the corner of Casson on Genesee, underneath Dr. Barry's office. You know, some of the things, we've had people signing up already. I mean, almost immediately, like within a day of announcing it a week ago today, we had people sign up. Okay, so we know that we're going to go into more about vibration after the break, but you can improve the strength of your muscles. You will improve flexibility. You will improve your balance and your overall fitness. You're going to wake up your brain and your nervous systems in ways that you cannot otherwise do. You're going to realize reductions, almost all the time, in any neuropathy or neuropathic pain, and pain in general, reducing pain, right? We also know that this stimulates lymphatic system drainage. Because that lymphatic, like Dr. Perry Nicholson talks about, and he's going to be on we don't know yet either August 4th or August 18th, Dr. Perry Nicholson will be joining us. He was the one who came on a few months ago and talked about lymphatic system, the power of your lymph system. Well, we know that the power plate gets that lymphatic system drainage moving right along. Those are the toilets of your body. They're flushing the crap out of your system. You got to get that stuff out, or you're going to have inflammation and all kinds of problems. It will increase your metabolism. That's going to be a major subject today, metabolism. Your ability to burn calories will be enhanced, and you will improve your body composition. You can accelerate recovery from injuries. You can improve joint function and reduce joint pain. Improved balance and stability. We already talked about it, but I wrote it down twice, so I'm saying it twice. Increasing muscle mass and enhancing your mobility are nothing to sneeze about, right? I mean, you want to get around better. If you're going to move, you want to move around well. This will reduce your overall stress, improve circulation, and also helps with muscle relaxation at the same time that it helps to build up muscle. It's going to help with increasing bone density, reduce risk of osteoporosis, osteopenia, and it will help to improve skeletal strength. You know, your skeleton's the foundation. It's the foundation of your body. You got to have a good, strong skeleton. This will help. And it can help with improved heart health, increasing stamina overall, and of course circulation again. So we'll get more into the power plate thing. But $139 a month is our new complete power plate wellness program. We got to go to a break, folks. So we'll be back shortly. You're listening to Karl Sterling, Elizabeth Brusa on Your Health Matters here on News Radio 570 WSYR, also on 106.9 FM. We'll be back. All right, folks. Well, first I want to say thank you to producer Kyla, producer Anna. And this is sad because you're done today. This is it, right? Well, I really appreciate both of you helping us out here. Anna, you've really helped me a lot from, this is show number 25. Now I'm getting comfortable with how things flow, but thank you for all you've done. And we wish you the best and hope that you come back anyways, because we like you. You're the best. Both of you is the best. Thank you, Kyla. Yeah, it's been a great experience being here. It's kind of like the most fun part of my week work-wise, and I don't even think of this as work. I mean, this is just
that
fun.
That makes me sad because I like working with you. I was the fun part of your week at work.
That's what I meant is
okay.
all the work, yeah. No, it is. I love doing this. Just being able to have you with me is great because we talk a lot in the clinic, and now we get to talk here without actually working. Yes. And exchange some banter.
Actually, but also talk to you here.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you're so busy. We're going off script. Not that I really have one. I do have 81 pages of notes today, though, because I printed 51 off by accident. And so I won't even get through 10 pages of the other 31. But the thing is that biodensity program is so popular now.
It's very popular.
We have people signing up, like every day, every other day.
Yep. And
you're busy at that machine.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
3-4 hours at a time, just standing there.
I know. So
but I have fun.
That program, though, folks, I have to tell you, the biodensity program is like nothing else. We're getting results all the time now. We're seeing people getting stronger. They're moving better. Their balance is improved. But best of all, talking about this foundational part of our bodies, our skeleton, you need to have a strong skeleton. You need to have bones that are not brittle. They need to be strong. This machine gives you that. And I'm stronger. You're strong. Holy cow, you're really strong.
So are you. You're very strong.
Well, I know, but you're very strong. I like that when I use the machine, I get to see the feedback. I know how many pounds of force I'm doing in each exercise. So yeah, it's a competition with myself each time. Like, can I break this number and that number? And I don't always do it, but I do my best, and I'm feeling the differences too.
Yes.
So, I wanted to talk today about a couple of things. One of them is metabolism. All right, so we all have a metabolism. No matter what, if you're alive, then you're burning calories, even if you're sleeping. It's just that when your body has a certain type of composition, you will burn either more or less calories. If you put on muscle, you'll burn more calories all the time, including when you're sleeping. Metabolism refers to all the chemical reactions that occur like within an organism, consider ourselves organisms, to maintain life. And these reactions are crucial for, so many different physiological processes, including growth, reproduction, maintaining healthy cellular structures, and responding to all types of environmental changes. All right. If we look at metabolism, we can divide it into two main categories. We got catabolism, which involves a breakdown of complex molecules into simpler ones. I mean, it's really pretty simple. Like if you take your three macros, carbs, fats, hopefully they're healthier fats, and proteins, and break them down, digest them to produce energy. All right, then there's anabolism. This involves the synthesis of these complex molecules from simpler ones requiring energy. For instance, the creation of proteins to form amino acids and the replication of DNA, or I love it, deribonucleic acid. All right, so what does all that mean? It's tightly regulated. The metabolic process is tightly regulated to meet the needs of the organism, to meet your needs. It involves enzymes that accelerate chemical reactions and other things, various regulatory mechanisms to be sure that you have balance and hopefully efficiency in breaking things down and using them for energy. So we really just look at metabolism on the most basic level from the 40,000-foot view. We're looking at, you put something in your body, eat, drink, whatever. You want to be able to break it down and use it for energy and not have it go to waste or shoot into, make your fat cells bigger. And it's not complicated, yet it can be complicated, right?
Yes.
Well, with that said, I'm going to make a comment that I've been going to make in 24 previous shows, and I never said it, I don't think. So I'm going to say it right now. Always know we're here to help people and not to offend anybody. This is not my goal, to offend people. But one reason I can get away with saying this, what I'm about to say about being, overweight or even obese, is first of all, the politically correct stuff. I'm on board with certain things out of respect, because it's really important to respect others. I could go into the words of Father Malachi and say, even at times when I don't want to respect somebody, as Father Malachi says, try thinking less like a human and more like God. Okay, well, that's a big one, because if I don't mean to get all religious on you and stuff. Yeah, I'm Catholic, and I love being Catholic. And it helps me. It guides me a lot in my life. And it's helped me so much. I love it. But I really try not to be reactive, judgmental, and offensive. However, I was obese once, so that's why I can say this. I can get away with it. I've been obese. I weighed a lot more. I lost a lot of weight. Okay, good. Goody for me. Well, so have a lot of other people out there. But when I watch the Giardians commercial and I see the Happy Diabetic song on, I am not happy. Because diabetes is not supposed to be normal. Now, if you have it, please realize this is not necessarily a death sentence, but you are at a high risk for a lot of different things. You're probably having a lot of metabolic issues. You're at higher risk of Alzheimer's, dementia, heart problems, and cancers, and all kinds of other complications. And so don't let these commercials fool you. Oh, it's a nice uplifting song in a major key. It's not a minor key, it's a major key. I was a musician, right? So it's not supposed to be like a happy thing to get Giardians and then be happy about it. I'm not saying it's not bad to take Jardiance or Ozempic or other things. Well, I got to go off on another thing, too, about Ozempic and some of the other ones. But don't be offended for me saying this, folks. There's a time and place for medication. But there's also a time and place to do some work. And a lot of you are doing it. So bravo to the ones, all right, bravo to the ones doing it. We need to give you an applause. You deserve that. Because there are people coming in to see us who have diabetes. They didn't want it.
Right.
Lack of information, education on a lot of things, especially from the medical world. And there are some great doctors, of course, who do educate well. Dr. Berry, Dr. Cobb, Dr. Rotella, Dr. Davin, and a few others. Well, there are other ones too. I just don't know them locally, right? And my son, he'll do it. He's an MD. So there's time and place for the meds, but there's time and place to do the work. And we should be doing our work because we're not supposed to be diabetic. We're not supposed to be in this state that we're in. The next week when I have my friend Steve Abbey on, we're going to talk about the SAD, the Standard American Diet, because it's kind of a sad diet.
Yeah.
I say standard. That's because the standards have been lowered. Oh, I'm getting a little porky, aren't I? But no, I feel good. And then when we talk also about this, like these medications, like, okay, Jardiance, great. If that's working, it's good. And you should never stop a med just because somebody, like me says something. I'm not a doctor. Check with your doctor. It's not a crime to be overweight. It's not a crime. I've been there. I could still stand to lose 8 to 10 pounds. But at least I can move well,
But you don't take any medications, right? You're not a diabetic anymore.
No.
Because you lost all your...
I lost, yeah. But, I was... Well, there are people who... I'm only pre-diabetic. Well, okay, but that's on the way to it if you're not careful, right? So what can we do? We can exercise. We can eat better.
Correct.
And try to really work towards it. Another thing, we were talking with Tammy earlier about this, is the Ozempic and other things. They're finding that it's helping with, they're saying it could be used to treat cancer. Well, I don't know about a direct treatment for cancer. Well, you're losing all this weight. Now, granted, there's probably a bunch of muscle mass in there, too. I'm not against Ozempic, folks. I mean, I'm not against any meds. But you need to keep in mind that these meds are there for a reason, and a lot of times we end up relying on them forever when we probably shouldn't. Well, if you're going to lose all that fat, God bless you for doing it. First of all, if you're on Ozempic or anything and doing it, you probably got a little muscle mass going away too. But less fat, less cancer. I mean, this is a no-brainer. So don't let them fool you, folks. It's not a bad thing. It's just that we need to take control over our lives, and we can do that. Hopefully, you're able to do that and get up and move, and do the exercises. Choose a better diet, and if you don't know what to do, you can let me know because I can help you. I know what to do. I can help you. The Power Plate program, though, is what we're going to get into now that I ranted. I actually wasn't upset about anything. I just really want to talk about that stuff. I don't like that it's a Happy Jardiance commercial. It bothers me.
Yeah, I understand.
Am I crazy? I really don't mean
you're
to be
crazy.
Yeah.
I understand what you're coming from.
Yeah, this should not be the norm.
No.
So it's not shaming anyone. It's just telling that there are usually options for almost all of us. We have to go to a break. Then you and I can talk about this Power Plate thing. This is the coolest thing in the world almost, right? Okay, folks, you're listening to Your Health Matters. This is News Radio 570 WSYR, and we will be back after this break. Okay, friends, so if you need to reach us for any reason, go to karlsterling.com. That's Karl with a K. karlsterling.com. And you can shoot an email through there, or my phone number's on there. 315-935-7488. 315-935-7488. If you want to come in and check out the clinic, check out our power plates, the biodensity, and all these other things we have that nobody else has. Well, there are other power plates in the area. You know, like my friend Jay up in Sicily, he's got a bunch of them. He's
Got a bunch?
Yeah.
Oh,
Up at Dynamic.
I didn't know he had a bunch of them.
Yeah. Jay's he's great, man. Remember you were telling me about a doctor you met with who said he went up to Dynamic Fitness.
Right.
Yeah. And I won't say who the doctor is in case he doesn't want us to know, but Jay Morgan, if you're listening, I stalk your pages. You're a great guy, man. We got to get you on the show one of these days. Jay's got the power plate, the H7 that we have.
Yeah.
And he's got a bunch of other little ones.
Papa Bear.
Yep. Yeah, he's got the Papa Bear plate. I have no problem saying that. It's the we show. It ain't the me show. We're just talking about we as a community out there, and Jay's doing great stuff. But if you're more prone to going to the west side of town, let's say a west suburb where you come to neuromotor training, and now you know where to get us, 315-935-7488. It's Karl and Elizabeth, and we do a lot of cool stuff, especially with the biodensity and all the other stuff we do with people with dementia, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, ataxia, dystonia, dyskinesia, Parkinson's, MSA. There's a whole bunch of, basically, if it's neurological or movement disorder related, we work with you to restore movement, memory, cognition, multitasking, and reduce fall risk and enhance quality of life. It's what I've been doing for many, 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 many years. And one of the things that helps us, though, a lot when we look at this symptomatically, especially in a movement disorder, is the power plate, because it's just so effective. The way it vibrates, all right, we got WBV, right, whole body vibration. This platform can help improve mitochondrial health, and via several mechanisms. It's so cool. What are your favorite things about power plate when you do it?
It just wakes me up. It really just, and when I work out at the clinic, which is not frequent anymore because
we're too busy.
But it does help with muscle recovery. I have less pain.
Yeah, others have said that too. So it is designed with many different things in mind, many different goals. And keep in mind, folks, we are very, very biased towards power plate. And the only reason we are is because it's the only whole body vibration plate. It's the only product out there that we know of. And I've been all over the world, and I've seen a lot of them. You got the knockoffs out there. I'm not going to say who they are, but they're not the same. This company has the most effective wave and frequency and all that. And this is going to help. This can help with so many things. Like, let's go through our list. We got enhanced blood flow and circulation. Oxygen delivery. What else?
What else would you like me to say? If you have good oxygen delivery, it makes sure the nutrients is delivered to your muscles, which supports the mitochondrial function and efficiency.
Exactly. Whoa, what about this one?
Waste removal.
Yeah.
Well, there's several.
Like lymphatic stuff?
I've literally seen people come in with swollen legs.
Yeah.
Stand.
Like edema, right?
Edema.
Yeah.
And sit on, have their legs or stand on. They can either sit with their legs on the power plate or stand on it. And they leave and their legs are less swollen. It's amazing.
It really is. I mean, we have a couple, close friends who come in with some really bad
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I say, I've used this word before, they schlep in. They barely are walking in.
Right.
Barely. But they do because they're fighters. So, what's my problem when I don't feel like it? I have no excuses other than the ones I give. So I try not to ever have those excuses. But they're coming in, they're seeing their edema diminishing. Plus, we have the a really high-end set of compression sleeves.
Yes.
Yeah. That helps.
Yeah, that does help.
It works from bottom up. So, I mean, not to be too descriptive or anything, but basically when people get done, they got to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Because a lot of those fluids have got to exit your body.
Right.
Yeah. Activating muscles. So we could develop strength through power plate, whole body vibration, but activating muscles.
Causes your muscles to vibrate rapidly for muscle contractions, which stimulates muscle fibers more effectively when you're doing traditional exercises. But I like it for the isometric exercises when you're on there.
Yeah, that's a powerful way to really build more muscle. Yeah. And in a way, it's a distant, let's say, second place to the biodensity because you won't produce as much force probably against these Kevlar straps. Yeah, it still is isometric in a position where you produce the most force. So now you got to go into the bone, loading the muscles through the tendons into the bone. When you contract your muscles, your bones benefit. Yeah. What else we got?
Strengthening.
So the regular use of power plate can improve muscle strength, endurance, overall fitness, and those are linked to improved mitochondrial health.
We should talk about the MMA fighter that came in. Very, very conditioned young man.
This guy is ripped, man.
Very,
and jacked.
yeah, he was jacked. And he came in and he stood on the power plate. And he did isometric.
10 minutes.
He was on it for 10 minutes doing isometric training, and he was sweating, and he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he's wiped out.
He was very tired. I can't.
Oh, yeah. This guy, I mean, this is a guy who gets in the cage and goes.
Right.
Who, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Actually, interesting to see how he went through that. And he put a lot into it, though.
Yeah.
But in 10 minutes, yeah, that was really
sweating.
cool.
He was really tired.
How about this, like, hormonal responses of growth hormone release to stimulate release of growth hormones, which can play a crucial role in muscle repair and improving mitochondrial health. Your mitochondria is the power pack of your cells, folks. The more you have, the healthier they are, the more energy you're going to have, the better you're going to function. And if any of you are dealing with insulin sensitivity issues, well, getting on this platform can help to improve insulin sensitivity by enhancing the glucose uptake into the muscles, providing a steady supply, let's say, of energy to mitochondria. Plus, we got anti-inflammatory effects.
Yeah. Reduce the inflammation, where the whole body vibration may reduce symptomatic inflammation, which is beneficial to mitochondrial health science. Chronic inflammation and damage mitochondrial and impair their function. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you just Google define mitochondria, what is it? Look it up. You'll see how important it is. Plus, what else do we have? Mitochondrial biogenesis. Oh, that's a big one. Biogenesis. Well, this is going to the physical stress and energy placed on the body during whole body vibration can stimulate mitochondrial biogenesis. Well, this is basically health, leading to an increase in the number of mitochondria and the efficiency in which they work. Of course, then we have improved metabolic function, energy production. What else we got here? We have a list because there's so many things I can't remember it all. Oh, ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so you know how when you're doing, let's say, your favorite one, the leg extensions, you're working on your quads, your quad isolators.
I don't like that machine.
So you do 10, 12, 15 reps, whatever, and you get to the last 2 or 3 reps, you're burning.
Yes.
Well, if you stop and take a break for like 15 seconds and then do it again, you're not going to have as good of a next set as if you stop for a minute or 2, because ATP is our first energy system of 3. We'll talk about those when we come back. And then boom. Well, this can help with the ATP increase. So we got to go to a break already. Then we'll come back for the last quarter or the first hour. This is Your Health Matters, News Radio 570 WSYR. We'll be back in a couple minutes, folks. Okay, let's continue with a little bit about whole body vibration, because we have 3 wonderful power plates now. And This is whole body vibration platforms that are offering all kinds of benefits for your health, movement, longevity. ATP, we're talking about adenosine triphosphate. You know, you have three energy systems. You got that, your glycogen, and then fat. So as you work through things, folks, as you know, you're 15 seconds, 20 seconds maybe at the most, when you get up out of a chair to go do something, your ATP system is what gets you going. Once you get into that, through that, you got to get through your glycogen supply, right? The sugars, the carbs, and all that. And then once you've gotten through all that, you'll probably more efficiently burn the fat, which is the last one to be used, except that's not always true. Because if we have a healthy body composition with a decent amount of muscle mass respective to our size and what would be recommended for our size, we know that at rest or during, let's say, a heart rate zone 2 training, like walking, you should burn, I should say, more fat. Because in that training zone, your body, if it's working efficiently, you're going to burn fat. But when we're just strictly talking about going through energy, ATP is the first one to get us there. And the my vibration, whole body vibration. I'm just being real, folks. I'm just being me 100%. The primary energy currency of the cell, ATP, is essential for all body functions. So we also have a fat oxidation, right, which can increase the rate of fat oxidation, providing more substrates for mitochondrial energy production. And then we have our neuromuscular benefits, things like feeling back even. We have a story about that too. I'll have you share that in a minute. Improves coordination, balance. Tell them about my god brother.
My step cousin?
Yeah, your step-cousin.
My step cousin.
Yeah.
He's an 80-year-old gentleman. Mm-hmm. Been living with PPMS for 20 years.
Yeah, the rarest form of multiple sclerosis, over 20 years. 2000 he was diagnosed. He came in 2 years ago. So after 22 years with it.
Right. He did not have feeling in his left leg for 20 years. One session on our power plate, he had feeling back in his leg.
Yeah.
One session.
Yep, one session.
And it's amazing. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He goes on that. He can stand on that thing for a half an hour and he loves it.
Yeah, and he go to level 8.
I know.
Woo! That's like rocket launcher type of intensity. I go to like 3.0, 4 on a good day, and I'm done. But it doesn't matter. You do what you can, not what you can't. Do what you can tolerate, not what,
We have people start off at 0.0, which everybody asks, how can there be 0? Well, there is a 0.0 level.
It's a setting. I mean, the other thing I've used this for, folks, if anybody out there has, let's say, respiratory issues, especially things like COPD or early stage COPD or chronic bronchial issues, well, I can tell you from firsthand experience, having upper scarring on both of my lungs from playing in smoky bars as a musician for decades. I was never a smoker, but if you know me well enough, you know that I would get sick a couple times a year or more with bronchitis usually. But I've also had pneumonia more times in my life than you're probably supposed to be able to have in 5 lifetimes. Really scary. Well, guess what? I'm diffusing almost 200% oxygen at my last pulmonary checkup 2 weeks ago. And Dr. Davin, who I also love like a brother, he's such a great guy. Oh, my God, I love him. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm working my butt off, and I get on the power plate, and it shakes all the mucus out of my lungs when I lay on it.
And you cough.
And I cough. And we've had doctors come in with bronchitis. Remember Dr.
Yes.
That one, and then another guy, and then we have people come in, they get on there, and we had another guy with a bronchial thing recently.
Yes.
Our friend.
Our friend.
Yeah,
gentleman.
and he's a real gentleman, yeah. Doug, if you're listening. Anyways, I won't say any last names. He comes in, he starts coughing and, hacking up some of that gross mucus, and it sounds really gross, folks, but you don't want that stuff in you.
No.
You want it out of you. So it shakes it up. It gets it out. And you know what? It helps your lungs. And if you have any breathing issues, any lung issues, I'm not saying this is the answer or the end all be all. There's work involved. There are breathing exercises. I do breathing exercises every day. But this is a real game changer. Whole body vibration with the power plate.
It's amazing.
So when we do regular sessions, we implement whole body vibration practically, we can maximize all the benefits we've been talking about. We can also complement other exercises. You can take the dumbbells up there.
Yes.
You can do kettlebell,
Swings,
squats, overhead press, lateral raises, front raises. I mean, we have people doing abdominal stuff on them the other day.
Yes.
The lovely couple who signed up the other day.
We have people planking,
Push-upping.
push-ups.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it all enhances mitochondrial health in the meantime. Okay, what's next on our list?
Overall metabolic health, right? Or do you have something else?
Well, at this point, I think we should talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
How'd you feel if we talk a little bit about self-regulation?
Oh, okay.
Now, I happen to know a thing or two about that. Like controlling how much of anything you do. Like drinking, eating, snacking, or anything. I mean, I've been studying a lot of this lately through the Huberman Lab publications out of Stanford. If one trains oneself to self-regulate, I love talking in third person, by the way. How is one?
I'm one.
What is one doing today?
Okay.
Okay, so when one trains oneself in self-regulating, especially in areas like eating and drinking, this involves developing strategies that foster mindfulness, discipline, and healthy habits. I haven't even read through all these things, so just kind of it's a nice way to take out the hour, I think, in the 3 or 4 minutes we have left, like paying attention to what we eat. This can be a real challenge for a lot of us. Have you ever eaten emotionally?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
My biggest thing is chocolate.
Yeah. Dark or light, or it doesn't matter.
Oh, I like dark chocolate. I'm really getting into dark chocolate lately.
Yeah. I'll eat any kind, but I actually don't have a sweet tooth, so I don't really hardly ever crave any sweets unless I eat some ghost peppers or something first.
Ew. Ghost
Or
peppers.
Carolina Reapers. I like it hot. I like it really hot.
Ghost peppers and chocolate.
Got a really nice hot pepper garden at my house too. Yeah, got some really seriously hot stuff growing. But when we pay attention to these things, like how much you're eating, and let's say you just ate, but then you want to eat again. I mean, I go through this often, every day, multiple times a day. I just want to put something in my mouth and chew on it and eat it, and I want the flavor. But I have to catch myself and ask, why am I doing this when I don't need to? And it's usually something involving boredom, stress, or anxiety. I don't get depressed really anymore, so I'm really, fortunate there. But, when I used to be more depression inclined, I would eat. I would drink.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because, that coping in the moment.
A lot of my sweet eating right now is just convenience. Like if I can't bake, I love to bake.
Yeah.
But if I bake, I eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's there.
Well, that's the other problem is because it's there. We're going to go into more of this in the next hour. Then we are going to tie it into metabolism. And then I have other things too. We're going to be talking about alcohol today. I have good news and bad news about it. Okay. The bad news is there is no good news. So I have no good news about alcohol. We will talk about it, though, because it's something that's increasingly, the research on this is just overwhelming about the damage it does to the brain specifically. So we got to head out, folks, in a few seconds. We'll be back to talk about self-regulation, metabolism, alcohol, the do's and the don'ts, mostly the don'ts. Things to keep in mind so you can live a long, healthy life and have, avoid things, or hopefully avoid things like cognitive decline and all this and that. So we're going to take it out. All right, we'll be back after the noon break. You're listening to Your Health Matters, News Radio 570 WSYR, also on 106.9. Thank you for listening.
The preceding was a paid program by Karl Sterling. The content of this show is that of Karl Sterling and does not represent the views of the station or iHeartMedia. Some of the information contained in this program has not been approved by the FDA, nor is it intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. Information has been for general information only, and before considering anything discussed, you should contact your doctor or primary care physician. The following is a paid program by Karl Sterling. The content of the show is that of Karl Sterling and does not represent the views of this station or iHeartMedia. Some of the information contained in this program has not been approved by the FDA, nor is it intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. Information hereafter is for general information only, and before considering anything discussed, you should contact your doctor or primary care physician.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you smaller.
Your Health Matters with Karl Sterling on News Radio 570 WSYR on 106.9 FM and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I take a couple uppers, I down a couple downers, but nothing compares to these blue and yellow purple pills.
Bring you the latest in health and wellness so you can get to the other things that matter. Here is your host, Karl Sterling.
All right. That's a good one, yeah. So we're just looking over some stuff that we want to talk about here. So the first hour, folks, we ended that hour talking about self-regulation, right? Things like, I'm talking more about like behaviors and forming habits because, we can let the tail wag the dog or we can take control and not let that tail wag us, I don't want any tails wagging me. If I have a tail, I'm going to wag it on purpose and not let it get me. Just taking control. I know my analogies are different sometimes. Okay, so remember, Wednesday, 3 to 6, we'll both be here filling in for Bob Lonsberry. We're honored that the station called to ask this of us. So thank you to Phil Mercado and Hunter Hillers. Thank you so much. Remember, folks, that if you want to do your VO2 testing, which is really going to test your body's use of oxygen at rest and moving, VO2 max testing, you have until July 27th, that's a Saturday, to take advantage of the $250 deal, which you will not find anywhere else, period. And if you do, I want to know about it, but you're not going to find it because I've been looking it up. We have the highest grade, the best quality testing equipment in the world. And I say this as a matter of fact, not opinion. Data shows we have what we use, the system we use, the Pinoy from Greece, that is like Greece, like Athens, the highest grade used by Stanford, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, George Washington University, and a bunch of other places, and major leagues, sports teams, NFL, NBA, MLB, to test their athletes. Well, you don't have to be an athlete. In fact, we've had 90-year-olds get on this and do a moving test. People in their 80s and 70s and 20s and 30s. And the thing is, the data we're going to get, we talked about it last week. You have until the 27th to do these tests. It takes about an hour to do both, the resting and the moving. $250. You're going to get a set of metrics and data that you cannot get any other way. And as you said brilliantly, this is measuring your breath.
Yes.
It's like doing urine and blood. It's
right.
your breath. and you go to the doctor's, your urine, your blood, well, this is your breath, and then what we can get out of that.
Well, let's just make this clear. We're going to have the VO2,
Yeah,
the Pinoy system after July.
true. But the
But-
price is going up to $350,
Okay.
just so you know, because I'm going to get charged more, so I have to pass it on because it's, it's just the way it goes. But it's still a good deal.
Yes.
But now you get the best deal because you get the consult with our brilliant metabolic expert.
Right.
I got to get you set up. Both of us
Yes.
have to do ours. And then a 90-day app-based nutrition plan. Based on your eating preferences, you skip breakfast, well, then they're not going to put breakfast in for you. There's a 21 or something questionnaire. You answer about food preferences. I don't like broccoli, so they're not going to put broccoli in my thing.
I'm sorry you don't like broccoli.
Yeah, I wish I did, but I don't. I tried. But anyways, there are other things I do like that are green. And they'll do this. So you get that 90 days, and it's based on your data and your eating preferences. So that's till the 27th, 315-935-7488. Or just go to karlsterling.com, Karl with a K. Go to the VO2 testing page and submit a form to set up an appointment. There's a form submission on there, and then I'll text you or call or email, and we'll get you in. But time is running out, folks. Of course, we have our biodensity program. If you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, or you want to take a preventive side and not get them if for any reason you think you might be on your way there, you want to improve your DEXA scans, we got that program. Okay, nobody else has it. We have it, and the results are astounding. Okay, we're going to get into self-regulation and continue on with this, but there's a quote that I made it up all by myself.
This is going to be interesting.
Now, I posted this once, and I got a lot of blowback. I got mostly support, and I got some blowback from it because somebody thought I was promoting eating disorders. I would never, ever, ever do that.
Not at all.
But I have to do what works for me. So, for example, and my weight's actually down right now. I'm kind of happy with how I'm feeling with my waistline and all that and my energy. But what I came up with is this. Nothing tastes as good as feeling fit feels.
Nice.
That's just me. It doesn't mean that you avoid eating all the things so that you feel like, doesn't mean every time you want to eat, you don't eat. In my mind, what I intend by this and conveying message-wise is, and I have to think about this every day. There are times I just want to go for the whatever, the cheese. I love cheese. I want to go for the piece of the pepperoni. I want to go for the olives.
The chocolate cake.
The salty things. Oh, chocolate cake's the one thing I could always eat every day, all the time. But do I need them? And does the taste of those, which doesn't last long, is that as good of a feeling as it is right now, having only eaten 2 eggs for breakfast today and nothing else since I got up? I feel really good right now. I feel comfortable in these jeans. I don't like wearing jeans, but I do feel good. And yeah, I know I'll probably eat an olive later, but maybe I might even be hungry when I eat it. And then we can get into the flip side with self-regulation is, what about you're hungry, but you don't think you really should be hungry at that moment? What are you going to do? Maybe a tiny snack, have 3 or 4 olives. It's just like a thing I like.
Oh, I know you like olives.
Or drink a pint of water.
Right.
Drink one of those pints of water. That'll fill up your stomach if you're still hungry 20 minutes later.
I once heard that most of the time when you're hungry, you're actually thirsty. You should try drinking water first and then see how you feel.
It's a great way. Remember when Tammy's working at the high school, there was a guy who worked there who was a counselor, and I won't say names, but if I remember right, I think he lost like 17 pounds in maybe a month or something like that. And it had to do with following that. Her suggestion is drink a pint first. And then if you're still hungry after 20 minutes, well, it's probably time to eat something. But, it's a great way to regulate what's going into your body. And it's a great way to, probably get rid of some of the extra pounds we don't need. Plus, hydration is going to help to flush some of those fluids and keep us alive. A lot of people are dehydrated, underhydrated.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know that... you know what I'm thinking, don't you? What Fluffy said? Could you just, we got to go off on a little joke here. He was talking about
politically correct statements, words.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'm not fat. I'm under-exercised. I just died laughing. I just thought that was the greatest.
I love that, under-exercised. I have my days, too, when I'm under-exercised.
Sorry, Fluffy, I don't mean to give your act up, but it
No,
was very good.
That was good. So, boy, the time on radio goes fast, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, like the mindful eating thing, paying attention to what and when and how much you eat, savoring each bite. I've actually been trying to do that more, really taking my time and, like you wrote here, chewing my food.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big one. Of specific goals, SMART goals. I think SMART stands for, I don't know if it says there, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. SMART goals. It's the acronym. What does that say here?
Achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Yeah, right. So setting goals, setting clear goals, specific goals is really important. And then monitoring, like Darren Wagner was going to be with us today, but I know he wasn't feeling good, and I hope he feels better. But we'll get him back at some point. He's the first person I've ever talked to, well, not ever, but in a long time, talk about keeping a food diary. I mean, the guy lost like 150 pounds or something.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Well, we got to head out to a break. So this is Your Health Matters with Karl Sterling, Elizabeth Brusa, News Radio 570 WSYR, also on 106.9 FM. We're going to go out for a break. We'll come back and we'll keep talking about all this health and longevity stuff. Thanks for listening. Okay, let's continue and finish up with the self-regulation stuff. I'm going to go through some things here that I'll bounce them off of you, okay?
Okay, bounce away.
You can hear me okay, right? Okay, good. I think I turned my thing down. Okay, so mindful eating, setting clear goals, keeping a food diary. That's a great idea, and I've never done it. So I actually should do it. And so...
Let's do it together.
Okay, let's do that too, because... And you have to be honest about it too, right? I'm not saying you, because you're always honest, but I might need to always remember what I eat too, like by being honest. Because it's easy to say, oh, that didn't count, and people tend to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A healthy environment, so keeping healthy foods and drinks readily available and reducing the availability of unhealthy options. Portion control, use smaller plates, smaller bowls, keep portions and overeating. The Blue Zones is a really great series about living to 100 or longer.
Okay.
And one of the things, and I think it was mostly Okinawa, but other places too, they eat till they feel they're approximately 80% full, and then they stop.
Okay.
Because in that time that it takes to register complete fullness, that's the time where it's so easy to eat the extra we don't need, because the leptin hormone hasn't triggered our brain to tell us, oh, your stomach's full. And then you get overfull.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, leptin is a tricky little hormone too, because there are a lot of foods out there like Doritos and a whole thousands and thousands of others that have these chemicals in them. It's called food engineering, food science, and they're designed to go in and interrupt that hormone to shut it off. So you never get the signal to your brain that you're full, which is why you can't eat just one Dorito. Now, if you like Doritos like I do, you can't eat just one. You have to eat all of them. because you'll never think you're full because the chemical shuts off the hormone. Well, that's not the only one. There's other ones out there too. I think the Bugles and all these other things.
Pringles is mine.
Pringles, yeah.
I can't eat just one Pringle.
Yeah. So, like, if there's a bag of chips in my house, it is going to get eaten if I know where it is. That's why I don't have bags of chips in the house that often, because that is lack of control. Like, I will control my portions on those usually, and take me these in these times. Oh, you know, it might take me 3 days instead of one to eat a bag of chips, a big bag. It's still too much. Nutrient-rich foods. Here's the thing, folks. If you eat nutrient-rich foods, when your body receives the nutrients it needs, you get fuller faster because your body's telling you you're full because it has what it needs. But if you're constantly shoving stuff in your mouth that doesn't have the nutrients, your body is going to say, I need those nutrients, so you just eat stuff because you think you're hungry, when actually what you don't need is you don't need the calories, you need certain nutrients. That's a big deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense too.
So our body may be hungry for nutrients, and if we put the wrong thing in, or let's say something other than those nutrients in it, your body's going to potentially keep saying, hey, wait, I need this, I need that, I need this zinc, I need this vitamin, whatever. You put in something else, well, you're going to keep being hungry probably, right? So hydration, we already talked about it, big deal. Behavioral strategies. When you feel an urge to eat or drink something unhealthy, try to delay the action for a few minutes and distract yourself in another way. Or drink a big glass of water and see if you're hungry 20 minutes later. Social support. We'll get to that in a second. Recognizing emotional triggers. You know, that is a big thing for a lot of people.
Yes.
Do you have any?
Stress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody has some
if you eat
kind
at work a lot, it's because of me, probably, right?
Work
But you
doesn't
don't.
stress me.
You don't eat a lot of work. I'm
No.
only kidding. We have a great, working
Environment.
flow. We work really well together, and I forget to eat lunch some days. We're just so busy, and I'm not that hungry.
People laugh at me because I always bring a bag of vegetables. I do.
You do. You bring a big baggie of like celery, carrots,
peppers.
Yeah,
I love it.
and those things, they will fill you.
They do.
Yeah,
They make me feel.
and you're getting good calories.
Yeah, I try to. Sometimes I bring a little hummus with it or whatever.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're not eating only hummus. I mean, you're eating
Hummus
a lot.
is good for you.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned this on the break, social support. Like, if you share your goals with friends, like if we do a food diary,
Right.
Maybe I get my family involved too or something, you get a bunch of people involved, maybe a bunch of our clients involved too. Share our goals with each other. We can help with the accountability factor.
Right.
That's a big deal for a lot of us. It's actually a big deal for me. Like, accountability is, I need to be held accountable.
Oh, I can do that for you.
Oh, jeez. Sorry I said anything. So, no, it's
I'll take
really
the
good.
olives away.
Oh, no. Don't take my olives. They give me dopamine. Consult with nutritionists, because you could always do that. You can come to me for help if you wish. I mean, I can help you with all this stuff, folks. And then establishing regular meal and snack times, that's a big deal, too. That can really help. So if we practice these strategies consistently, it can help us to build, let's say, better self-regulation over time, leading to healthier eating and drinking habits. Okay. Let's talk about this one first. Okay, if you have listened to this show, or if you know me long enough, you know that I used to like to drink alcohol in excess. Oh, man, I got to tell you something. There's a behavioral thing. All I'm going to say is this. If you want to stop doing something you're doing that's just not good for you, take control, find a way, and do it. Because you're either going to pay a price now, potentially,
Right.
or a bigger price later for a lack of action. What do I mean by that? Well, if I kept drinking in excess, I don't know where I'd be, but I wouldn't have the business I have because I wouldn't be able to function as well. I was pretty functional, but, foggy. Not good. All right, so maybe I might not even know you,
That's right.
right? So the price I paid was not satisfying myself by drinking something at that moment to cope. What was I coping with? I don't know. I spent a lot of time broke in my life. That was a big stress. Drinking doesn't help you get any richer, I can tell you.
I can't imagine.
No, it makes you
expensive.
poorer because then you start to make dumb decisions. God only knows I've hurt people in my life, and I'm always eternally sorry for it. I have apologized up and down and sideways and every other way. You don't want to do this to people. Don't do this to people. You need to take control, though. Now, if you can't, you may need to get professional help. But I want to tell you something. I just want to talk right now. Okay. Alcohol is one of those things that, because it's legal, for gosh sakes, it's okay, I can drink it. Yeah. Well, I think if alcohol was invented now, it would be banned. I actually believe that. I could be wrong, marijuana is legal in certain amounts. I don't know. I never tried. I don't do that. But whatever. I feel like, and I'm just saying it's my opinion, it's probably a gateway to other stuff potentially.
Could be.
Of course, then you get doctors who prescribe it for things. Hey, whatever. I'm not a doctor. But we do know this. We know for sure, despite old data saying that a glass of red wine every day is good for your heart, your overall health and well-being, but they weren't talking about the brain in these things back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
It's not good for your brain. Alcohol contributes to brain volume loss. It says so right there.
I believe you. I see it. When it's in black and white, it makes it true, right?
The research on this is so extensive right now. It's everywhere. And so I'm not trying to preach and get on the mount here and say, hey, everybody, you should stop. Don't ever have anything. No, just keep in mind that alcohol shrinks your brain. We're going to go out to a break in a minute. It causes vitamin B1 deficiency, leading to increased brain iron levels. It disrupts gut-brain axis, causing neural inflammation. There's a complicated relationship with dementia and Alzheimer's relative to alcohol. Those disease risks skyrocket. Dementia, Alzheimer's risk skyrocket with consumption of alcohol on a regular basis. Yeah, we got to head out to a break. But I want to talk more about this because it's something that is dear to my heart as far as getting control. We talk about regulating oneself. Well, my oneself has been regulating pretty well for many years now and functioning better, making better decisions. But, feeling better and thinking, when I'm 90 or 100, shoulda, coulda, didn't. I don't want to be like that. All right, we got to head out, folks. We'll be back after the bottom of the hour break. This is Your Health Matters. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Okay. Here we are in the last half an hour of our show, Your Health Matters. I'm with Elizabeth Brusa. Thanks for helping me out here.
You're very welcome.
It's fun to have you here with me.
It's fun to be here.
We're talking about alcohol, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I know a lot about it.
Well, you had an addiction.
Well, I used to drink a lot of it. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to joke around, but you know what's really cool though? Seriously, I never, ever, 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 ever have the urge anymore to have any.
That's very good. I'm proud of you.
There was a day, and now I may joke about this in the clinic, but when I do joke about it, I'm actually never serious. We had a day not that long ago where we were so busy and so many weird things, and like I couldn't get this one thing working right.
Yeah.
Because we got some really high-tech stuff in our clinic, right? And there are days when like there's maybe 2 or 3 things not functioning. Well, there's every day I'm going to start drinking again. It'd be now. No, I will never do that, and I actually don't want to. So just know.
I know.
If you come to see us and I say that, I probably shouldn't, but I'm, probably just trying to be funny or whatever. No, I never. So I'm really happy about that.
I'm proud of you.
In fact, I'm afraid of what would happen if I had any, not even in like feeling a little loopy and then behavioral stuff. I'm afraid of what it would do to my brain because we see dementia every day at our clinic.
Yeah, we do.
Now, it doesn't mean any of them were drinkers or anything, but if drinking increases the odds of that happening, I don't want to be like that.
Neither do I.
Are you kidding me? It can, mess with so many things: reproductive health, physical health, organ health. Took years to get my liver enzymes back to normal. My liver's kicking butt these days. It's really good. You know that women who drink have a much, much higher risk of breast cancer?
No, I didn't know that.
Like way higher.
I did not know that.
They say that as little as 5 drinks per week can have a similar risk to smoking 10 cigarettes a week for women. I mean, that's just crazy.
10 cigarettes a week or 10 cigarettes a day?
Well, this says per week, so it doesn't sound so bad, right? But cigarettes will kill you.
Yeah.
You might as well just go lick an ashtray, That's I actually did that in health class in 9th grade.
Oh, God.
Remember Mr. Roos said to somebody, you want to lick an ashtray? So this one girl got up and volunteered. That's the same as smoking a pack of cigarettes. Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways, it was pretty bad. I don't think they would do that these days. That was back in 1976 or something. I'm dating myself. Exercise and alcohol. Well, exercise may help you to recover from a hangover, but you're also going to raise your chances of injuries.
Yes.
Because of your lack of ability to make decisions to maybe avoid a pothole or trip on something seriously.
I could tell you a story about my sister in college.
Mm-hmm.
Because your college years, you go out and drink a lot. Well, my sister used to run. Well, one night she went out drinking, and then the next day she decided to go running. She ended up in the emergency room because she passed out, and it was because she drank, and then the alcohol affected her oxygen level and her, I'm not sure exactly the terminology, but it wasn't good to go running right after you drank a lot the night before.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, the data I'm getting is coming from Dr. Rhonda Patrick's discussion about this on a recent podcast, which I happen to have the show notes here. But it's all based on research, too, so if you want citations, find me online and shoot me a message. Conceiving, trying to reproduce. I mean, they recommend that fathers and mothers abstain from alcohol for at least 3 months because it can diminish the likelihood of...
I don't know if that's true.
No, it is true. It is.
There's a lot of babies that have been conceived.
Well, yes, there are a lot of babies, and yes, but
I'm sure it is.
But
But
it can, yeah. Do you want to talk? You mentioned something.
I'm not.
Maybe mention.
I just was telling Karl the only time I really heavily drank, like almost every day, was during the pandemic, because it was basically the only thing that you could do during the pandemic. My neighbor and I call her my wifey, as a joke.
Yeah.
We would sit out every night in her driveway with the sprinkler system on and just have a couple drinks. And then on the weekends, it would be more than a couple. And I was very sluggish during that time. I did not feel good. My body did not feel really good. But after a while, when I just said one day, that's enough. I'm done. I mean, I feel better about myself. I sleep better now. I'm getting better in shape. I don't crave things as much as I used to. it's just alcohol is. I mean, once in a blue moon, I will have a drink. I will admit, I'm human, but not like I used to. Not during the pandemic. I literally drank every single night, at least 2-3 drinks.
Did you find yourself like looking forward to that moment?
Yes, I did because it was
Yeah.
relaxing. I mean, I thought it was relaxing, but
Sure. Well, it probably was for a minute,
Yeah.
for a while.
and it seemed fun.
Yeah.
But then I realized it's just too much. I don't even drink on the weekend. I used to have a drink once a weekend. I don't even drink very much anymore. I don't.
So for those who are, probably wanting to turn off the radio or switch stations because you're listening to Karl talk about the bad things about alcohol, I'm sorry. But I didn't make it up, and I just want to go through a little bit more here. For example, we know that alcohol is used and abused globally with significant health implications. And, of course, there's an ongoing debate over its health benefits, with a lot of research suggesting moderate could be slightly beneficial. However, many of the more recent studies show that that's just not true. I mean, maybe your heart gets a little better for some reason from red wine, and then your brain goes to mush eventually. You don't want that, do you? I don't.
No. I need all the brain cells I can
So,
handle.
in a new journal of JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association, a 4.8 million person study last year, 2023. Drinking alcohol is more damaging to the brain than smoking and high blood sugar combined. And there's no reduction in the amount of health issues by light alcohol consumption. This is all or nothing. If you drink anything, well, guess what? Your risk of health issues is going to go up. I'm really sorry. You can argue with me about it. It's fine. I'm not a doctor. I'm quoting, though, what I see here from what is known to be a very reputable source. And, of course, there's research to find anything you want to prove to be the way you want it to be.
Yes.
Yeah, I could probably prove that it's healthy to be a couch potato. I'm not going to go look for that because I wouldn't believe it if I read it. But drinking less alcohol is truly one of the most significant factors in achieving better mental health. Some of this comes from the Chris Palmer book called Brain Energy. He's a Harvard professor. The fleeting sense of calm that alcohol provides only ever leads to more profound and enduring struggles. It's just not worth it. Dr. Emily Thompson. Let's go out to our last break, and we'll come back, finish up with some more fun stuff. All right, folks, this is Your Health Matters with Karl and Elizabeth here on News Radio 570 W. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. When I think about getting old, I think about what an honor it is to have reached the age I'm at right now, because not everyone gets the opportunity to get as old as we are.
My mother died at my age.
Yeah. Emily, who worked with me, she was 36.
Yep.
And so many people we know who have not made it that far, right? So at the same time, getting older can be, oh boy, you're getting older. I'm really glad because not everybody gets to be 63. And I'm 63 and I'm healthy and I'm moving well. I put in work.
Right.
But there are other people putting in work too, and I want to focus on them because this ain't about me, it's about others. We talked about alcohol. If you just try to regulate yourself on your alcohol, your sugar, and your crap intake, you're going to do better, folks. You're just going to do better.
And you're going to save money.
Oh, yeah, there's a good one.
Like, I don't buy the stuff anymore at the store. I don't buy junk food at the store.
Yeah.
So I save a lot of money. That stuff's expensive.
It is. But it's not getting any cheaper. Oh, I got to tell you this. We have some people who may not be too happy about this. Oh, boy. Here we go. And then we'll get to the happy stuff.
Okay.
Because we always like to end on a positive note. Okay. I don't have a list of all of them. Do you know how many ingredients there are in one piece of Chick-fil-A chicken?
No.
47 ingredients.
47 ingredients, huh?
Well, I'm so sorry if you like it. But between the bleached flour, the soybean and palm oils, the chemicals such as sodium aluminum phosphate, calcium propionate, diethyl-tartaric acid ester of monoglycerites and I don't even know what those things are.
I can't.
Along with fully refined peanut oil for frying, monosodium glutamate, MSG, sugar, spices, paprika, natural flavor, salt, of course, enriched bleached wheat flour, sugar. I'm sorry if I just ruined it for you. I apologize, but you know some of the ones that are supposed to be healthier for you probably aren't that healthy.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say that. Sorry,
What's
Chick-fil-A.
the saying? If you can't pronounce what's in it, don't eat it.
Yeah. Or would your grandmother have eaten it 100 years ago?
No,
If not,
my grandmother.
because they didn't have that back then.
No.
Let's talk about some positive things. But before we get there, folks, because we're really limited on time now, 5 minutes left or so, we're just trying to, let's say, awaken in us as a society what it really is to be healthy, to live a longer life, and that regulating yourself and controlling yourself. But education goes with it, right? We look at the McDonald's stuff and the Burger King. For God's sakes, if you knew what's in a McDonald's fry, you'd never probably, well,
Ruined
okay,
it
you
for
might
me.
eat it. Yeah, you go. I've ruined it for a lot of people. But I hate to get to the end of the line of my life and say, geez, I knew it and I should have and I could have, but I didn't make the right decisions. Are we going to always make the right ones? Of course not. But if we make a lot more of them and only a few of the bad ones and we know they're bad, well, we're probably going to do better. Hey, at our clinic, we do cool stuff, though. Look at this guy here. No names. He has Parkinson's for over 10 years. Do you know he doesn't fall down anymore?
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
We help people in our clinic so that the benefits of what we offer have to transfer outside the door with them. Because if it doesn't go out into daily life, I mean, what's the use?
Right. Correct.
He doesn't fall anymore. He's also leaning up.
Yes, he looks wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. He's lost a lot of weight in the right way, like fat.
Yep.
He's doing the right stuff.
And he says he enjoys his workouts with you.
Yeah,
You're pushing him.
Well, I'll tell you, his workouts are 100% based on his VO2 max and his resting tests.
Yes.
As they are for anyone who does those, it allows us to intervene with a much more effective exercise. Hey, that's a new word. Exercise intervention. Because we know exactly where to spend our time. How about, we already mentioned our pseudo relative here.
Yes. Yep.
24 years of PPMS, but he has feeling in his leg. Do you know that we have a body composition scale? You know his leg muscle now?
Yeah.
He came in 1 pound of muscle less in the left leg.
I know, that's amazing. I mean,
His legs are equal now.
they're equal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, there might be a tiny, like a 0.1 pound difference in the left leg deficiency. Legs are equal.
That's awesome.
Do you know the scoliosis is a lot of times mostly a muscular imbalance? It's not the spine bending in a way that can't be fixed.
No, I didn't
It
know
doesn't mean that we can fix this, but we have people with scoli, like him, who are standing up straighter and better now because we're working on loosening up the tight muscles and tightening up the loose ones. Or
Right.
strengthening them, realigning muscles or joints and spinal stuff through muscular length tension relation. These are things we do.
Yeah, it's amazing. And people comment on how straight he is walking.
Yeah. Yeah. How about, this gentleman here, our resident lawyer, Jim. I'll just say that. There's a lot of Jims in the world. What a gentleman.
Yes, he is.
What an amazing person.
Yes.
And guess
yes.
what? He, through his pre-knee replacement exercises that we did is going to have a better outcome. He's doing really well in this new knee he got 5-6 weeks ago.
He's doing great.
He's doing
walking
the work.
well.
He did the pre-knee prehab work, and now he's reaping the benefit. Even his doctor commented, "You must have done the right stuff." "Oh, my trainer helped me." Well, that's our job. This lady can roll over. She was not able to roll over. This gentleman here, he was going to physical therapy 6 weeks. All he wanted to do was learn how to get up off the floor. They wouldn't teach him. They said, no, insurance says we got to do this first, that first. I had him in. 10 minutes later, he's getting off the floor with no help.
Yeah,
That's not because I'm so smart. It's because insurance tells that physical therapist what to do, and they wouldn't let them do the work. They wouldn't pay for that. You come and see us, well, your insurance is tied to your afflictions. It's not tied to your health. If you come in and invest a little bit of money with us, you won't have to pay all those co-pays down the road. Well, we can't guarantee it, but it's pretty likely you'll spend less money out of pocket. We don't take insurance, and they don't reimburse you for us. But we're going to get you some results, folks. This is what we do. Any words of wisdom here?
No, just keep moving, people. That's all. Just keep moving.
Yeah, be sure to tune in on Wednesday from 3 to 6 p.m. as Elizabeth and I will be filling in for the world-famous Bob Lonsberry. I say that because he is well-known around the world. Yeah.
That's cool.
He's got a huge following. We're so honored. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kayla. Thank you, Anna, and good luck to you. We're going to miss you. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh, thank you for having me again.
All right, I'm talking too long. We're out, folks. We'll see you next week, but you'll see you Wednesday, hopefully, right here on 570 WSYR. Have a great day.
The proceeding was a paid program by Karl Sterling. The content of this show is that of Karl Sterling and does not represent the views of the station or iHeartMedia. Some of the information contained in this program has not been approved by the FDA, nor is it intended to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any diseases. Information has been for general information only, and before considering anything discussed, you should contact your doctor or primary care physician.
I'm Victoria Cash. Thanks for calling the Lucky Land Hotline. If you feel like you do the same thing every day, press 1. If you're ready to have some serious fun for the chance to redeem some serious prizes, press 2. We heard you loud and clear. So go to LuckyLandSlots.com right now and play over 100 social casino-style games for free. Get lucky today at LuckyLandSlots.com.
Available to players in the U.S., excluding Washington and Michigan. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law.